Hey, 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 good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Crafts with your old friend John here on Casino Gaming TV. Um, excuse me, sorry. I know that Brian's going live too. Man, alive. I know Brian's going live too at the same time, so we'll have down numbers this week. Well, y'all are watching probably both channels. Hopefully you're watching both channels. Anyway, lots to go over today, and I think I want to get to the table and roll a little bit this morning. Yesterday we did a lot of theory. Today we're going to do some rolling and kind of talk through it there. So, hey, Press Play One, Steve's here. How you doing, man? Good to see you. You're kind of part of the topic today, actually. So let's get to it. Let's jump into the actual core of the morning here. So a couple of reminders, right? One, Friday night fights. Again, Potter, it'll be 8 o'clock at night. 8 o'clock Friday night. I emailed Lauren over at Big AZ to let him know that we're going to be conflicting time-wise, and apologies on that. Craps Chat this Sunday with Jeff and Skill and Luck at 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. Tonight, Wednesday, we have another Daily Fantasy Domination from Dice DGen. It's a pre-recorded video that's more of an instructional thing ahead of his lives that start next week. And he'll be going live every Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern time, to get y'all ready for your DFS Thursday games, Sunday, and of course Monday. He may even do a couple of those a week. We'll see how that works out for him. And the final thing is to talk about the Daily Paycheck Show. So if you're not in on that, I'm doing a 7 o'clock in the morning every day Daily Paycheck. And what I'm doing is I'm taking one of my strategies, or one of your strategies, really, it just kind of depends on what we feel like doing that week, running the same strategy every day for 5 days. The goal is take 5K, make 500 every day for 5 days. Can a strategy withstand the pressure of making money every single day? Is it really a daily paycheck, or does it just work once or twice here on the table when I'm farting around? So that's the kind of the impetus behind that show. And I'm doing Crapsy with it as well. So this morning, if you were there, I have Crapsy going. You're going to log into a table on Crapsy, and I'm going to throw, and I'm using Crapsy to bet as well. So I'm throwing my dice. You can see the landing zone. You can bet on screen, and we're all playing it together. And it's a short thing, right? It's not like we're going to play 10 shooters. We're going to play until I make or lose my daily paycheck. That's the whole point of it. And it's designed to like help you tweak the strategy. So for example, today, come ladder, right? We did our simple, basic, boring come ladder strategy, and 4 or 5 people played along with and played it a little bit differently. Some people did the pass line, some people put odds. And we wanted to see how the alterations to the strategy worked, who got to goal faster, slower, whatever. So that's the idea there. So if you can join at 7 o'clock in the morning, my time, 10 o'clock Eastern, and do that with us, that'd be great. It's good to have some people playing along and giving us ideas as we go. I have some technology problems out there in the garage. It's a little slow. Crapsy's laggy. The computer that I'm using out there has 8 megs of RAM, which is probably enough to do a live stream. Live stream plus Crapsy really slowed it down today. So I got to get something figured out to make it work quicker. Maybe the iPad can help us out. I don't know what's going to be to help that move along faster, but I'll keep working at it, and it'll be fun. Like I said, we'll make that more of a fun thing. I was chatting with our friend Duracell8 offline between the shows here. And, the thing of it is Crapsy's kind of, which is good for them. Crapsy's taken hold, which is great. AZ is doing Crapsy. Jeff is doing Crapsy. Texas Crap Shooters, Alfredo's doing Crapsy. Brian does Crapsy when he practices now. It's good to get everybody involved and play along with us as we do our roles. Where does it fit? Right? And that's kind of where I'm at now. Where does it fit with me personally? Like, I think the Daily Paycheck show, it fits perfectly. We can go out there. I can roll my daily paycheck. You can roll your daily paycheck with me as we do that thing. It's got a good purpose behind it. I think it's great. I think in this show, it doesn't make a lot of sense because I'm rolling fast for the purpose of getting a lot of rolls in to stress test the strategy kind of live or prove some points live. If you played Crapsy along with me here in the morning, in this morning show, I think it might be unsatisfying to have me finish a roll early or stop at 9 o'clock and you're halfway through it. That's not the purpose of this particular show. We're teaching and doing strategy discussions kind of thing. I can see an afternoon show where we do it, but that's what Jeff's doing. I don't want to step on Jeff's toes or anybody else's toes. So I feel like Crapsy's got its place. A lot of guys are doing it. I don't want to just be another guy doing it. I think I can roll it into our system here. Coffee and Craps, Cocktails and Craps, or the Daily Paycheck, some way that's engaging and fun, but doesn't just do what everybody else is doing. Because I think I don't want to oversaturate what's happening out there, and I also don't want to jump in people's areas of what they're doing, right? That's kind of what they're doing. So I don't know. I'm here with it. I think it's a great tool. I think it's got its purpose, but I don't want to just be the next dude doing it. So that's kind of where we are. So I think we're gonna yeah, that's it. That's all I want to say about it for now. I'm working through it. This show is what it is. Jeff's show is what it is, and so is Brian. So I think, Crapsy, I agree, you're right, Midmo. This is a different show, right? This is not a good Crapsy show, this format. That brings up the question, right? Is this format still working, right? Like, is it still cool for me to come out here and bullshit for 15 minutes, give you a short lecture, go to the table, demonstrate some stuff? Is that a format that we still like, right? My overriding goal with the show way on was to have just a gathering place, like the morning news almost, right? Like the drive, like the morning drive radio show. That's what I wanted this to be. And that's why I think Crabsy doesn't fit here, but other things do. And if we still like it, we'll keep doing it the same way. And that's kind of where it's at there. So, yeah. And you're right, Jeff, your afternoon show is you're going short, and we're trying so hard not to cross over. I'm trying so hard not to like do the same things that Jeff's doing, because it's Jeff's thing, right? And Jeff's trying hard not to bump into AZ because it's AZ's thing. It's hard. It's hard for us to come up with new ideas and make it fun and fresh. So anyway, that's it. That's my little, whatever you want to call it, talk this morning. So since Steve's here, let's talk about this. I'm going to skip over and go right into the Craps for the Cure Crapsathon. A lot of motion here. So sit down and relax for a minute. Let me go through with what's happening here. Number one, we know we have a date. Here's the things we know. We have a date. November 18th and 19th in Las Vegas. We know that for sure. We know that we're going to be at Casino Quest for sure. What we don't know is if we're going to be at the mall location or at the school. I'm talking to David and Alex Monday coming up to make that determination. We may do some from the school and some from the place. We don't know where it's going to be yet. But that's what we do know. We know the dates. It'll be probably Friday the 18th at like 5 o'clock we'll start, going all the way through to Saturday at 7 o'clock p.m. So 26 hours total. Because I want people to have a chance to get into the mall before it closes at 5 o'clock, or it closes at 7, but get there at 5 and run. So it'll be a little longer than 24 hours, which is fine. We had a meeting last night with kind of the people who are going to help organize, and we got a lot of things planned, right? There's going to be merchandise. We're going to get t-shirts. So basically, like all the YouTubers that come will have like a green t-shirt or something that says, Craps for the Cure. Attendees will have like white t-shirts, and Casino Quest guys will have, or workers or staff for the show will have like reds. That way you kind of know who's there and what their roles are, kind of thing. We talked about some of the events that we're going to have, a lot of good ideas of what we're going to do during the 24 hours. Last year we did all interviews. This year we're going to do a lot of other things. I have lots of gameplay planned. David's going to be involved in a lot of it. We're going to have some 30-roll challenges that we're going to film. It's going to be a really cool 24 hours. A lot of good ideas for auction items, a lot of good ideas for raising money during the event. So I tell everybody this now, if you want to donate to this thing, that's great. Put money aside and don't spend it all in one place. And I say that because you'll have things to auction. We'll have auctions where you can bid on, a signed color up chip or whatever. Chiro's going to donate some, I'll let him talk about that later. All these donations are coming in, so you can bid on things. You can play along on the tables with us. There's going to be a little Crapsy tournament. There's going to be a lot of things happening that you can spend your 100 or whatever you're going to donate to the cause throughout the 24 hours. So I'd love it if you would donate. I'd love it if you did it throughout, so that it's kind of an exciting and fun night. We have so much going on in terms of getting a logo created, and there's a lot of expenditures that I'm putting out front to get things working. And that's it. It's going to be a badass event. It's going to be really, really cool. I'm going to have a sign-up sheet coming up probably next week. I think by Monday I'll have it done, where it'll be an Eventbrite link. So you're going to click a link and register for the event. It's going to be a small donation, like a $25 donation to register for the event. It'll be, if you want to just show up and walk on in, great. We'll have a little donation at the door to get you in. Everything that we pull in here, by the way, 100% of it's going to the charity. I don't want to touch one dime if I can help it. I'm trying to make all the things go right to the ACS through a donation code. So everything goes directly to ACS. So that's kind of what's happening here. So I'm working with everybody, trying to get who can come, who's going to help, who's going to roll with us. I'm trying to convince like Ed Robinson to come out, and Waylon. I want Waylon to drive on out, and we're trying to get a bunch of people out there. So hopefully it's a big event with people that you know and that you see all the time and play with us. So that's the big update there. I'll share more things every day as we go. If you're going, obviously let me know if you're going. Talk to Michael Feldman. It's over here on screen. His email address is mfeldmancasinohost@gmail.com. He's a Caesars host, and will help you out with your room discounts and everything else going on. And as you're playing, he can do lots for us there. So, and he'll actually be at the event too. He's also a dice thrower, so he'll be able to. He might even run a little session for us. So, there's that. So hopefully we'll see you there. Next thing up on tap here is going to be our badass craps move, and today we're going to talk about the Ricochet. So let's flip over real quick to the table view, and I've shown this before. It's one of my favorites. The Ricochet as a dark player is one of my favorite ways to get don't bet set, and it takes a little bit of luck to do it. But as you know, on the don't pass, one of the hardest things to do, is getting that flat bet set. It's really, really, really difficult because you're fighting the 7 and the 11. So as a way to get through it, let's get a quick roll here. And I'm going to show you what the Ricochet basically is. It essentially means laying the number that just came for the purpose of saving a bet. So I would like to make a don't pass bet. Let's go ahead and establish a point of 5. And I'm going to roll a couple numbers. I'm scouting the table. I'm at the table, having it bought in. I'm going to roll a few dice here. We're going to let this person 7 out. Right now, maybe, of course, it'll probably take forever. There's a 6. There's the 5. Okay, so he hits this point of 5. Now, I walk up. I'm ready to play. I'm going to put a don't pass bet of $25 down. Well, the Ricochet helps me get that bet through. Okay. And what you do is you lay the thing that just happened. So the 5 was the last number rolled. So what I would do here in this case is lay the 5 for probably $60, right? 60 wins me 40. And so you lay the last box number that rolled for one roll. It's a one roll thing. So we're going to roll out. The thought process is it's tough to repeat a number, okay? Probability wise, right? That's 4 and 10 times 4 and 10, right? It's a microfraction of the regular probability. So Ricochet says roll the last thing that came out. So we're going to roll the last thing. We're going to lay that. Now here we get lucky. We get a 5. What I would actually do here, by the way, if I do that, I have 2 choices. One is get rid of the lay because now that bet's paid for, or DJ and John will stack it up. Doesn't matter. For this demonstration, we're going to just take the money and run, and we have a point of 4. So the last number that rolled, we had that one weird number in the middle there, but the Ricochet says, okay, we got it through. The shooter did not repeat the same number. The lay bet goes away. And that's how you get a don't pass through. Now, if you want to do it in the don't come, the same thing can happen. The point's 4. We go into the don't come. The Ricochet, let's not have a 4 happen again. So I'd lay the 4 I would lay it for 60, make a little money. But let's lay the number that just came, which was the 4. Do not ricochet. Don't bounce off and get the same result. That's the Ricochet. It's a simple craps move on the dark side. Lay what just came to get a don't pass bet through, and hopefully the shooters don't repeat themselves, and that's the idea, right? Because you have that exponential chance for the repeat not to happen. Now we move to a 9, lay bet comes down, and I've got 2 flat don't bets set. I was never really at risk for the 7, for sure. The 7 wasn't going to get me. What was going to get me was the shooter throwing the exact same number on the very next roll. That's your risk. Your risk is a 1 in 4, 1 in 3, but really it's the probability of it happening 2 times back to back that the Ricochet is about. And that's the badass move from the dark side for today. So today's badass move is a simple one. It's the Ricochet. It's a dark side Ricochet. Get that don't bet through. And you can do that many, many, many times. I like to play with 2 flats, but it doesn't matter. It's just the move is the move, which is, again, the move is the move, and the move is to lay the number that just came to get you off the 7 as being the risk factor. Now, the 11 is still a risk, and the Ricochet number itself is still a risk. You can't eliminate all risk, otherwise you'll bleed to death. But that's actually one of my favorite ways. And again, going back to the morning discussion, for years and years and years, for 25 years I've been playing this game, that's been the move to get my don't come bet set. And I played a lot of years with literally just a single don't come bet, like a $5 don't pass and a $5 don't come, and I let the table happen around me. The Ricochet gets you there. So that's a good one. I think it's one of the better, quote unquote, badass moves from the dark side. It's simple. Dark side moves are pretty simple. It's not a attack mode, but it's a way to get a bet through. And again, on the dark side, those flat bets, best bets in the casino. Once you get past and you have a flat don't bet, there's no better bet in the house. Anywhere in the casino are you the favorite getting paid even money. There's nowhere that happens, right? New England Patriots playing, the Southeastern Mississippi State. It's a guaranteed win. You don't get paid even money on that. On craps, you can when you get that flat bet on the 4. So there it is. That's it. That's the thing. So Texas Dice, the probability is really not the number rolling twice in a row because you don't lay until, yeah. So here, and again, this is a great point. Can I bring this up, please? You are right. And this is the problem I have with Charlie at DGE, because Charlie does this a lot too. He'll after four fours, you go in on an 0-4, right? That kind of thing. The dice, in that case, the probability never changes. It's always, in this case here, it's a 1 out of 4 or 4 out of 36 chance for that number to repeat. Okay. Looking at it from back here, and you say, I'll bet you $1,000 you won't roll 2 5s in a row. That's the exponential thing, right? It's 4 out of 36 times 4 out of 36. That's the probability. If it's already rolled, the next roll still has the same chance of it being a 5. It's still a 4 out of 36 chance. It doesn't change it. The likelihood that happens is small. It's not a probability change. It's a likelihood change. And that's where this comes from. It's again, you just don't see it very often. Again, if you bet it in ahead of it, it's a great bet. In the rear view, it's not a great bet, but the Ricochet is predicated on the fact that likelihood that doesn't happen. Most of the time, you don't see that. It's basically, I forget the math on it, but there's a way to run the numbers on that, because it technically is, there is a formula that runs. It's not 4 out of 36 times 4 out of 36. There's a different way to look at that. But again, it's likelihood, not probability, and that's the way you do it. So there's that. I think it's a cool move. I use it a lot. And think about it. It's going to happen to you. You're going to get beat on the Ricochet 4 out of 36 times. 4 out of 36 times, if you think of it that way. Like I'll actually, I should do the formula and show it to you tomorrow. I can't. I want to roll. I don't want to do it right now. But yeah, the math on that is 4 out of 36 times that number will repeat. Right? It'll happen a second time. Anyway, I'll do the formula for you tomorrow, and we'll talk about it, because I think it's a great point. I'm going to put it up here again. This is a point that a lot of people don't think about, which is things happening in succession are only important if you bet it before the succession starts, not after it, not after it's going. That's an important thing. 4 7s in a row when they come out doesn't matter unless you bet it to start, and you can't do that. So every roll has an independent probability. Anyway, that's that. Let's move ahead. Let's go in here. I'm going to change my screen a little bit. We've been doing this. We've been talking about the multiple ways to bet across. I think I'm one screen off. Multiple ways to bet across, which is the same betting, the progressions, doing the sister pressing or the full pressing, whatever that is, right? Whatever the way to make your money is across. What I want to do now is look at what you do after you won. So yesterday we gave an example where we won. Oh, what's going on? There we go. No, why is it not giving me the right screen? That one. That's what I want. Okay. What do you do after your cross bet wins? And that's what I want to roll now. I want to get to 160 across, and we're gonna roll it out and say, well, once you win your whatever your first stage is, what is your next move? And I think I've given you a number of choices here. And if you think about it in a phase 1, 2, phase 3, phase 4 kind of a thing, right? Phase 1 is always get your money back. Phase 2 is show a tiny profit. Phase 3 is get to goal, right? Or phase 2 is get to goal. Phase 3 is go make big profit. What do we do in a cross betting situation when you've got your small profit locked? And again, this ties into what we just talked about, because you can't, can I draw on the screen here? Let me try something real quick. Can you see that? Oh, you can. Let's do this. If you hit 160 and that turns into 160 in your rack, 160 on the table, and a $50 profit, right? If you can do that one time, that's number one. What do you do when you're in this situation? That's my question. What do you do here? Okay? Because you have 160 on the table. This is the one I'm concerned about. Do we just do it again? Leave the 160 out to do the same thing you just did. If you do the same thing that you just did, you would end up with another, where are we at here? 160, 160, and 50. You'd have all that back to your rack again, right? You would basically hit goal. So number 2 would be you hit your daily goal and you're still back out there for 160. You would have 50 in profit, plus now you'd have your original bankroll plus another 160. So you're actually at 210 in profit. In this case here, 210. What happens on number 3? What does number 3 look like? Right? Do you do it again and keep banking 210? Like go to 160, go up, back to 160, go 160, go up, back to 160, and to keep ping-ponging yourself back and forth multiple times. That's what this here. Do you do it multiple times? Just keep going 160, rack 200, rack 200, rack 200 every 4 rolls. That's a way to do it, right? Do you take your first 160? Let me go back here again. You take your first 160, come on, right here, and go for the moon. Do you take 160 plus 160 plus 50 and say, well, I've got 50 in profit. Let's just shoot the moon now. Because that's option 2, right? After the first one, I made 50 bucks, go to the sky with it, screw it, right? Or do you do what I did yesterday, which was a transition, which was take that 160 plus 160 plus 50 and turn all of that into 320 across or 220 inside. Reinvest the whole freaking thing and try it again, which is what I have been doing recently. I've been doing a lot of this, reinvesting it and transitioning from what, so I used the 160 as a springboard to something else, but I'm still going to be at risk. And that's my question to you. How aggressively or passively or do not care do you play this right here, right? And that's what I want to know. So Victor, again, I know you put this up yesterday too. Is my still mouse going? You put up this. This is, to me, is that your number 1 or is that your number 3? Like, in other words, are you coming out with 96 across, going to 110, going to the 6 and 8 as your first move? Or is that what you do after you made your first set of money? Because that's an interesting way to make money, I think, as an option. I want to go to the table. I just want to go out there and play it out. Let's actually do it a couple of ways. Let me get to this screen here. And let's do it, if we can, a few ways. Give me a second here to get my roll tracker engaged, and we'll roll it out here together. So let's do this and that. We're at 1,639 rolls. Good Lord. That's a lot of random rolling here in the morning show. But let's do this. Let's go over here, and I want to simulate it a little bit to some degree. So let me get my rack set, and let's see. Let's do this. Let's go. I'll put them out front here. We'll do 160 across. I'm just going to make this the base bet, just because it is what it is. I'm going to play this my way to start. I'm going to try and get a point, get my 4 rolls, and get to a profit center. And then I want to talk about what do we do after that, because I think Victor's got a cool idea there. I like that play. I'd like that play more, I think, as a secondary move. Maybe that's a better transitional move. Let's try this out and see what happens, okay? Let me get a point established. Let's see if we can't even get ourselves to having the chance. There's a 12. It's a 6. Oh, you know what? Am I in the thing? I am. 6, 6. There's a 12 to come out. There's a 10. 10 the hard way. Again, not working the come out. I'm on a point of 10. Now we're going to look for, in my world, I'm going to do up to 4 rolls. It's the way that I want to play it. I want to play up to 4 rolls. Either something hits twice or I get 4 box numbers. One of those 2 conditions, that's going to be my thing. If I roll early 7, we're going to lose 160 and I'll make note of it. But let's see if we can first get to goal, our first goal, our phase 1, get your money back, and then we'll see what we do from there. Here we go. There's that 10. There's a yo, which doesn't matter. 6-5 yo, no help, as Waylon would say. 6-5 yo. Oh, wait, I didn't put the 10 in. Hold on. I got to walk. Now that my studio is different, I got to walk all over the place to make changes. So this is a 10. And then an 11. All right, now we're back. Yeah, I like my new setup, but it's hard to get to chats. It's hard to get to the wall there. All right, here we go. Give me an inside number, baby. 5, 3, 8. Okay, so our first hit's going to be an 8. 35 on the 8, like so. We'll take the cap, make it look like 60 bucks, $5 to the rack. That's hit 1. If the 8 repeats, we're out. Otherwise, we're looking for 4 hits. 5, 3, 8. Let's get that logged in. And we have a 6, 3, 9. Cool. 6, 3, 9. 6, 3, 9. Again, that pays 35 bucks. I'll do a full press on that. So again, I'm pressing the numbers that came. 9's logged in. Let's get something to repeat, please. Please, please. Nope, we got a 5, 2, 7. Yucky, yucky bummer. 5, 2, 7, we lose 160. So here's, again, the risk of this way of playing is that you'll lose sometimes, right? So there's that. So we're gonna mark down here. I'm gonna mark it at the bottom of the table. I'll take a red chip on the don't pass. Every time we lose 160, that goes there. Coming out, let's get another one. Across betting is hard. Across betting is really, really hard. 5, 2, 7 on the come out. Don't matter. 2 7s in a row. There's that case again, right? 7 out followed by a come out 7. There's 2 come out 7s, a 4, 3. Wow. Wow, who's making money here? Who's scared? Midnight, 6, 6. Old Randy doing his thing. And this is what I was saying before. This right here, what I'm doing now, 6, 4, 10, rolling quickly to illustrate points. This is not a good place for Crapsy. I don't think this is where Crapsy works well. I think it would work well in a more controlled, kind of goal-oriented environment. Here we go. We're on a point of 10. Same thing, 6, 4, 10. Let's get a repeater, or let's get something to, let's get a 4 hits. 6, 2, 8. All right, it's going to pay 25, 35 bucks. We're going to go take the cap. Oh, not the 6, the 8. Sorry, it goes over here. All right, the 8 is pressed up. $5 to the rack. Let's log that in. 6, 2. 4, 2, 6. Okay, so the sister gets hit. 4, 2, 6. Same drill. It's going to pay $35. Take the cap. Press her up. $5 to the rack. Give me a repeater. Give me something good to eat here. 4, 3, 1, 4. So here's that situation for me now. 3, 1, 4. 4 pays 50 bucks minus the VIG, of course. Okay. We can take our nickel, get pennies for it. It'll cost you $1. 50 for 1. And it's a full press. Now, the way that I played the across, I pressed what came up to 3 times. The 4th one, I'm looking for either a repeater or 4 hits. Well, now we're stuck where we have 1, 2, 3. This next roll is I'm done with this phase. Okay. If I get a repeater here, it doubles me up, which is great. But we're out of here no matter what. No matter what happens, this is our last roll for this segment. And we got a freaking 7. Are you kidding me? Here goes Johnny breaking strategies again. So there it is. We got to the brink. We got to the brink. Didn't make it. We lost 160 a second time. Back to base we go. All that money goes back to the bank. We'll try it again. Really, really hard. Really, really hard to get 4, okay? But again, I'm doing this because I want to explore it. A, how hard that is. B, our next phase. If I can get to the next phase. Let's try it again. Coming out. That's a 5, 3, 8. Point's going to be 8, 5, 3. Right there. That's going to be, again, the same drill, right? It goes up to 60. This comes back to the rack. Oh, wait, that was sorry, that's the point. My bad. That's the point. That didn't pay. That was the point being set. Now we're going to be rolling. Duh. Sorry about that. Hey, hit the point. That's good. That makes it nice and clean. 5, 3, 8. So we'll go right back to what I was doing before. 5, 3, 8. Pace 35. Press that baby up. Okay, coming out. Bets are off, coming out. 4. Point's going to be 4. 3 and a 1. We have 1 hit in so far. That's going to be a 6-5 yo. 6-5 yo. Am I ever going to get my money today? Hard 4. Yeah, that's what we like. A 2-2 hard 4. That's the point being hit. There is our press up. So now we got 2 numbers have been hit. The 8's been hit. The 4's been hit. Again, we're looking for 4 total box hits to get out of this thing. We had 2 quick points get made like that, right? That's weird. The 8 got hit. The 4 got hit. So it's going to take us a longer time than it should to get our 4 stinking hits. There's a 1, 2, 3 ace deuce coming out. 2, 1, 3. Point will be 6. 4, 2, 6. Now, give me a number. That's a 1, 2, 3. A lot of wasted roll. This is like from that last 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rolls, and I've only gotten paid twice. Isn't that crazy? Following the puck, sometimes that happens to you. We got 2 actual numbers that rolled during the point sequence. Everything else has been outside the puck being on. 6 rolls with the puck being off. That's not a good recipe. And there's a 5, 2, 7. Oh, you freaking kidding me today, dice? 5, 2. Here we are again. We got it again. So 8 rolls, right? Only 2 actual hits. That's bad. And you could make the argument, oh, if you worked the come out, you got paid in the 8 and the 4, but over here, the come out 7s would have taken 160 anyway. So we're still in the same spot. Let's mark that as our 3rd loss. We're gonna have some ground to pick up here, looks like. Come out, oh, it did it again. Look at that. Come out 7, 6, 1, 7. That's the 2nd time today. 7 out, followed by come out 7. 2 out of the 3 times today. 7 out, followed by that. Lay that back wall on the 7 out. Lay the back wall. 6, 4, 10. 6 and a 4. Back on a point of 10. Counter starts. Come on, dice. Do your thing. Do your thing, dice. 6, 6, or 3, 3, 6. 3, 3, 6. Again, $35. Can I get 4 stinking hits? 5, 3, 8. That's good. There's 2. 5, 3, 8. Same drill. $35. Steal the cap. That's 2 hits. Come on. Somebody has to repeat here or get me all the way. Hey, we did it. We got a repeater. Thank God. 4, 4, 8. 4, 4. Hard 8. Pay $70. Now, here's my stoppage, right? This goal, this plan for me is to stop right here and bring myself at least back to 160, okay? If we do that, where we end up here is because we had a quick repeater, there's $125, $130. I'll actually get this and make it look like a green chip. 135. So we haven't quite got one of those back yet. Now, Victor's idea is a good one. Let's go 96 across and build up to 6 and 8. Right? And if that's a phase 2 play, then you're looking to get out, right? So we can take all this down, take that 100 and make it look like 96 across. So I'm gonna get 6 change and I'll set us up with 96 across, right? Oh geez, with my slippery chips. Oh my God, John, come on. Ah. All right, 96 across. Let's get some white chips out there for us to play with. Okay, 96. Where are we right now? If we did that move, there's 100, 25, 50, 160, which removes one of our losses. Okay, so we're back to having only 2 losses, and we have a little tiny bit of money in our rack. So 35, 36 bucks comes back to the rack. Now we play the next phase. This is the what do you do after you win? So we won. Our strategy worked. We reset ourselves to a smaller set, and now we're going to try and go this way with it. We're going to try and hit and work ourselves in on each hit. Okay? The 8's marked up. Let's survive. We have a 9. That's fantastic. That is just great. $21, right? It pays 21 bucks. And now what he wants me to do is go to 110 inside. Okay, so how that's going to have to work is like this. We're going to go from the outside. We're going to make those 2 look like a quarter. We're going to make these 2 look like 30. So there's 25, there's 30. This will be 110 inside. Okay, if I take all these away, everything slides in, and you reduce your outside. Are now naked, but we do get to 110, and we bring back a pittance. $7 comes back to the rack. Okay, but again, it's not about that. It's about this 110. Did I mark the 9? I can't tell if I marked the 9. I cannot see from that far away. I did not mark the 9. Let's mark it up. 5, 4, 9. 5 and a 4. That's a 9. There's a 6. That's beautiful. 5, 1, 6. And that, again, is going to pay 35 bucks. And now we come into the inside. We can get our 6 and 8 to 60 bucks each. Bring a quarter back to the rack. And now we're waiting it out. Now we've reduced from outside in, looking for a home run here on a 6 or an 8. That was a 5, 1. We got a 5, which doesn't matter. Now we're just waiting it out. Come on, 3, 2, 5. Come on, Victor. Let's make this thing work together. 6, 5, yo. Remember when I told you before about a cross betting versus 6 and 8 betting? I think I'd had this conversation with Dice DJ, and there's a 4, 3, 7. So we lose this opportunity here. The problem with only having the 6 and 8, even though the house edge is lower and the best probabilities, you lose a lot of targets. You're losing 8. 8 and 6 is 14 target points. You're losing ability. But how do we do down here? Did we get our money back yet? There's 50. Not quite. 75. There's 100. So we have $100 back from one of those losses. Let's go back out there again at 160 and try it again. And this time, we'll take the approach of if we can get it, let's hope we can get it. This time, we'll try and get it a second time. We'll try and repeat the process and see how that works out for us. Hopefully, we can get a roll here and get it done. Welcome to craps, right? It's a super hard game. 426, 426. All right, 0.6. Let's go. Come on, dice, do your thing for me. 5, 4. There's a 9. Dig it out of the corner. A 5, 4, 9. 9's going to pay 35 bucks. And again, I play this way until one of 2 things happens. Either a number repeats, right, which is going to be a nice big win for us, or we get 4 box hits. So there's the 9. There's the 10. That's a good hit for us, a 6, 4, 10. I like that. I like having the outside for that reason. There's the 10. It's going to pay 50 bucks for $1 in VIG. That's 2 hits. That's a leaner on the back wall. It's a 3, 2, 5. 3, 2, 5, which again pays 35 bucks, like the 9. It's pressed up. Now we're at roll 4. So either my condition of either 4 hits or something hits twice, we're there. We're at hit number 4. Last roll, no matter what happens on this sequence. And we got a 10. How awesome is that? 5, 5, 10. The perfect scenario, right? The right one hits. Hey, that pays 150. Shit, I got to do it like this. We'll do it as nickels, and we'll take $3 change for the vig. Okay, so we're back in the rack. Looking good. Now, we have all sorts of decisions to make, okay? What I said to you before was let's try and do this a second time. So what I'm gonna do is reset myself to 160. We're gonna take all the winnings off, reset the bankroll to 160. So I got my money once, right? This resulted in 120 plus the 150. It was a big win for us there. This all comes back to me. This is all paid for, and now I'm gonna do it a second time. I'm in the same roll. Can I repeat that process? So I got it once. We locked up some money. Let's repeat it. And this is that idea of doing the same thing X number of times. Still at a point of 6, last roll was a 10. Let's get, again, 4 or a repeater with a brand new clean set at 160. So I cleaned up my table, aces, pulled down that profit. We got a 7. We get nowhere with it, so we burn the 160. I shall leave it out there, which is fine. Let's get everything right. Out down there's 150, 160 covers one of those earlier losses. So that little win that we got there covers one of our earlier losses, which is cool. In the rack, I also have 150, 160, which covers the other loss that we had. So on that one roll, we made up all of our losses, which is kind of nice. And we still have about 80 bucks left in the rack, or 50 bucks left in the rack. Sweet. Back out we go. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let me log that 7 in. I didn't log the 7, 5, 2. All right, out on a point of 4. I want to see that play work before I switch out of it. Oh shit, there's a 7 right away. PSO. Lost 160. New point's going to be 8. That's a bummer. Coming right out of the gate with a PSO like that? Man alive. That's a bummer. 538, new point. 10. All right, we get a 10. Right here, it pays 50 bucks for 1. That's hit number 1. There's a 6, a 4, and a 2. Pays $35. Drop the cap, replace it. We're back out, 4, 2, 6. That's 2 hits, 1, 2. There's a 5, that's our third hit. That's a 4, 1, 5. So we're not gonna get a repeater this time, it looks like. Unless one of these happens to repeat. There's the 5. Let's go, hit number 4, make your money. 4, 2, 6, we got a repeater on the last one. Love it, love it, love it. 4, 2, 6, 60 pays 70 bucks. So we're gonna go ahead and go down to 160. Let's take all of our stuff back down. We're back at 160. How did we do? 150, 160. There would be our spread covered plus a quarter in profit. What I'm going to do to make this look right is this 160 covers our previous loss. So we're technically speaking, we're still down the 160. All right, that goes into the rack. We still got to make up for what's out here, but here we are. Now like I said before, we made our money. Our strategy worked. We're going to do the strategy a second time, okay? And see if we can't repeat the process. Can I get another repeater or 4 hits in the same roll? That's kind of where I asked the question. Like I worked, right? This is out here paid for. I took a little bit of profit back that quarter. And now you say, do I shoot the moon? Do I just do it a second time and lock up a little extra and then shoot the moon, or transition out? We did the transition to victor strategy the first time and it worked. Now we're gonna go ahead and make money. Let's just do it again. 6-5, yo. We're still out. Or actually that was the point, right? We're waiting for a new, no, the point's 8. We're waiting for a hit. 6, 6, 3, 3, 6. The bummer of this right here, right? We got hit on the 6, we regressed it back down. And when you regress, this is where you end up with. You got to start over again. All right, there's one. There's one. There's two. Look at, we repeated it. So this is it. 426. Pay $70. So this time it works perfectly, right? We did the 160. We got profit. We went back out at 160 and tried the same strategy again. Now, the way I play it is exactly this. We're going to go ahead and reduce back down. That's going to be $100 in profit. Back to the rack we go. Now, if we look at that earlier loss again, we still owe the bank 160. The bank is clear. We have locked profit. We have 160 out here. The process repeated itself during the roll. Yeah? We got our 160. We made money. Back out at 160. We made money. Now's the time to shoot it, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Do you repeat the same thing again? Do you want to go a third time and to say, hey, let's get 4 hits or 2 or a repeater? Or was doing that process 2 times through enough for you to say, I'm happy with what I got. We recovered all of our losses. Now we shoot for the ceiling. Risk-free shot for gold. That's my question to you, right? As you're looking through it. The other option, of course, is to transition completely and do what I did yesterday and go from here to 220 or something like that. Let's just try it again. We're still point of 8, right? We're still in the point of 8. Let's try and make this happen a third time. 516. The sixes are hot. 516. Third time is going to be the charm, right? Three sixes in a row up there on the board. 4, 2 hard 4, miracle roll happening in front of you. That pays 50 for 1. And it gets stacked. There's an 8, a 5, and a 3. That's an 8. 5, 3, 8. $35. Replace the cap. Come back to the rack. Roll 4 in the third sequence. It's a 1, 2, 3. See a horn, hop the reds. See a horn, hop the reds. There it is, 617. I told you. So it didn't work, right? We didn't get to our third one. We got it to work once, went back out, got a second sequence, tried for a third sequence, and got burned. Now, if we had just stayed out there from the very beginning and went 160 and pressed it up and never took anything back, we would have been okay. We might have got to like 320 across. And that's your question, right? That's the question. When do you go and what are you happy with locking up? After all those losses, we lost 4 times up in here and walking out of there with $36 in profit, that's pretty good, actually. Having to make up all that money, we did a good job there. So I'm not loving the number. I'm loving the fight back that we got. And again, on this roll here, that was my question, right? What do you do? What do you do here? Again, we had $110 out there in profit that we could have kept stacking up, or do you go for the monster roll? Was that roll going to be a monster? You don't know if it's a monster until it's over with. This roll here, let's count them up. From the last 7 to this 7. Oh, you know what? That was a come out 7. That was yeah, thanks to, duh. I'm going back out. I'm sorry. I'm too busy counting 7s in my life. What was I on? We had, oh shit. What we had? We had the 6 was at 35, right? Or the 6 was at 60. Shit. I hate screwing up. That was at 60 and the 8 was at 60. And the 4 was too, right? We had a 4 in there? Yeah, the 4 was at, yeah, so that's where we are. Wow, okay, so the 6, the 8, and the 4 were all pressed up. That was a come out 7. We're off. Let me reset it. We might actually make money here. We may make some money. There's a 9. Now, Karma's gonna give me a 7 right now. Karma's gonna give me a 7. You watch. It didn't, it's 628. All right, that's gonna pay $70. Now I have the real question for you. All right, so we did it 3 times. The initial, the second one, the third time's a charm. If I bring it all back, like so, we're at 160. And now we've completely locked up, $175. If I take this into account, there's $200. So I have $200 in profit, actually $211 in profit and 160 out here. What do you do now? This is really the thing, right? We actually stress tested this thing pretty good, where we, again, went out, took our profit, went right back out for the same strategy, took a little bit of profit, went back out for a third time, same shooter, same strategy, 160 across, 3 hits, 4 hits and out. And now we're here. We have $200 locked. That would be probably for $1,000 your daily goal. You've probably hit your goal here. Do you now say, well, fuck it. Let's take this back to the rack. Let's take all this back. $200, it's actually $205. Back to the rack. Say, I'm locked. I'm locked. This is going to Mars. If I lose a 7 here, I don't care. I got $200 locked up. That's cool. Or just do it again. Because now you know every time you pull this off, you're bringing back $100. Every time you get 3 rolls, it's 100, it's 100, it's 100. That's an interesting question for you. I have been in my life, even recently, doing what you're seeing here. Do it again, do it again, do it again, because I get this to where I'm happy. I'm happy with the 210. Now is when I would go. But I kind of milquetoast this thing until I get to where I'm satisfied, and then we hit it. Let's try and hit it. Let's try and hit a home run here. We're still playing. There's a 6. Let's try and make this look like 750. 336. $35. I'm gonna do the same system, but we're not gonna pull back. We're just gonna go. We're gonna try and make it look like 750. That's gonna be my goal. Okay, there's a 6. There's another 6. Oh baby. 5. Look at the 6s today. 516. $70. 50. $70. Make it look like 120. Bring back 10. Another 6. Look at that. 426. Now here's another thing for you, right? We've talked about this in the past. 426, that pays 140. Okay. And again, my goal is to get to 750 across, right? The 6 is happening. I would like my 6 to look like 150. So I'm going to take these reds for a green and make it look like 150. 150 pays 175 on the 6 and 8 and bring back the 110. I could move and make my 8 look like 120 or something. I'm going to let the 6 do its thing. Lock this up a little bit. Again, I could reinvest that whole 100 out there. I'm going to take the 6 for what it is, and now we'll start moving around. There's a 10, a 6-4, 10 on the end, a 6-4, 10. It pays 50 for 1. Stack that bad boy right up. 5, 3, 8. A 5 and a 3. That's an 8 all day. 35. That goes to 60. The 5 comes back. 3, 2, 5. Bring in a 2. That's a 5. That's going to pay $35. Full press. Again, we're going to shoot it here. There's a 7. Trying to get all the way to 750 across. Didn't get it done, but we had a good run there, right? We had, again, I used 2 sequences to lock profit. Third sequence, we went for the ceiling. Didn't get it, but we did get a black chip out of it, which is cool. Our profit for the day is $300. $300 and whatever this is, 325, 340. Not a bad morning, right? Given that we lost 4 times 160 down there. We fought back and made profit. And again, I think it comes down to how you work the table. How do you see that table working for you, right? And again, that was super conservative today, right? We let the same strategy play exactly as is 3 times in a row. We never really pressed out of it until the very end there. I think that's interesting. So there it is. I missed an 8 somewhere. Looks like. Where did I miss the 8? It was after the 5, right? Whoops. And then we had the 7. Okay, there we are. We're set and clean. Good. What time is it? 9 o'clock on the dot. He ends at 9 o'clock on the dot, like a true professional over here. Yeah, 32. Did I mess up here? 32 get you a 7. I don't know. Did I mess up a payment somewhere? I don't know. Mayhem. I'm looking over it. I'm looking over at some of the comments here. It's so hard in the comments to know what the hell's happening. Let's look at the cues and just see. Mid-mo, what's more important? Risking money to cover all the numbers or less risk and cover the 6 and 8? I've done this analysis. There's no difference. At the end of the day, there's no difference. The 6 and 8 will win more frequently, so they'll pay more often over 10,000 rolls, right? The across bet will hit more often, more times it'll get hit, but it loses more when it loses. Over the course of thousands of rolls, they even out. However, in the very, very short term, more targets to me is better. I would rather have more targets and take that bigger loss and be able, like we did here, fight back with it because you don't know what's going to come. With a random shooter, you have no idea what's coming. I'll take the bigger loss risk across to get the targets. That's just my personal way of playing versus just the 6 and the 8, which is you're going to lose less, but you're going to win less often compared to the across bet. So there's math to support them both being about the same. It's just about the time that you're there. Today, we had so many 6s today. It was crazy. Today, 6 and 8 would have made a fortune. All right, there we go. I think that's it. I think that's all I got to say. Let's go back to the other screen so you can see my lovely face, and then we'll call it here. So let's go and let's see. How do I do that? Let's hide that. Let's go to here and there he is. So we did a couple of these today, right? We did one and done. I showed you the last one repeating the same strategy. We repeated it 3 times, and we actually got money all the way through. That was great. We did the transition. So I transitioned from the 160 to Victor's strategy, which was to kind of come inside. Coming inside, we're left with only the 6 and the 8. So you lose those extra targets. Ended up getting a 7 right away. It wasn't, in that particular case, it wouldn't have mattered if we stayed across or just went 6 and 8, because we went to the 6 and 8 and the very next roll was a 7, it wouldn't have mattered. But by taking the outside, inside, and inside, you tower those things up, kind of a reverse funnel. Good strategy right there, right? You pulled money back each time through it. So I think that was pretty cool. You're right, Victor. It takes multiplets to pay off. So here's the differences, right? More targets, it takes extra hits. That's why I do what I do, right? To me, it's like 4 hits in the box or 1 thing hits twice and I'm done. I use my across bets on a very, very limited time scale. My time scale there is 4 hits at most, 4 hits, or 4 rolls at most. Sometimes you get lucky and the number repeats and you're out quick. And I like that. So there it is. That's the talk for today, right? Food for thought. Do your cross bet, get your profit, or get your phase 1, get your money back and a little bit of profit. Your phase 2, lock up. Where do you go from there? Where do you go from there is the question. And I think that's where I've lost more money, I think, across betting by going for it too soon. By just barely breaking even or having a little bit like a $20 investment and then 7ing out. I used to go press too hard, too early. And now I'm more of a do it again, and then go. And I lock up that middle tier I lock up. So anyway, that's it. That was my morning. So thanks everybody. Go back to the other screen here. Thanks a bunch for being here. You guys are awesome. I know Brian's going live. He's rolling and everybody's over there watching Brian. That's great. It's awesome. I'm going to go there right now actually and jump in and watch him finish up as well. I appreciate y'all being here. I think it's awesome that you take time out of your day every day to join me and do the thing. So y'all rock. I'll see you again for a practice session later and again for the morning daily paycheck. So that's it. Have a great Wednesday. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. Bye. God bless.